Okay, Los Suarez, Acapulco, pause for the night, but we still did not have a way out. Guess we'll have to spend the night. Maybe we'll find something out overnight. We stayed the night in a villa run by a local woman whose instinct for business had survived even the conflict. Conflict raging on the streets. Another guest arrived, a woman fresh into town. Luckless told me he's going to start plastering the screen with follow notifications. We told him that's a bad idea. Yeah, that's. I said I didn't want to have follower notifications, and Chris is like, "Oh no, you should have something, you know, tasteful and small." Or Crystal Maiden. Yeah, Crystal Maiden's a good way to gain MMR too. I don't know. I'm still not sold on the follow notification thing. Not for a game like this. You want to be like right into the story. Another guest arrived, a woman fresh into town, and demanded to know how she had made the journey, and she shrugged. There are automatic carriages that depart from the outskirts, and an airship to San Francisco. Surely everyone knows this. That's what we need. Remember when I donated? It was when you first put on notifications. I was so surprised. I felt special. I always have that donation notification up. I only picked Jason Born to Ranked. Hey, DYT. T-Swift of Dota. It's Crystal Maiden. Sassy Seagull knows what's up. I do have one for donations. That's a bit different though. I mean, that's like someone going like way above and beyond. Like I really need to like do something special for that, because they're like, that's just blows me away that people are willing to donate. Oh, you're special. I think you were the first person to activate it, so you'll always have a special place in my heart. I always have to say something stupid when I enter the chat. That's true, DYT. ME3 multiplayer right now, because I was watching HJ Tenchi play the campaign. Not in chat a lot, but yeah, it seems to be firing on all cylinders. Oh, the real Kent! Thanks for spreading that love and hosting, man. I appreciate it. As I scratch my beard incessantly. Go give, oh, Planetary Annihilation! Go give the real Kent a follow, guys. Also, actually, I'll take this opportunity to throw out some other caster commands. We got Chris... For odd. Oh! Tracer's mom.
I'm so in love with
Tracer's mom just gave me $3, and she wants my balls. Thank you so much, Tracer's mom. That's awesome. Also, go follow Mr. Tracer. That must have been Chris, right? You know what? I deserve that tip, Chris, because I'm gonna get you like at least several hundred MMR with that Dazzle healing support tip. The pubes come with the balls, because they do. $3 is a good deal. Oh god. Gaylord Cat also has to say something ridiculous when he comes into the chat. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are making my night. Alright, back to the game after all that excitement. Speaking of pubes, when are you going to shave? Plan is to shave at the end of the month, and then I'll grow a mustache for November and raise some money for charity. And then I'll probably just go back to my regular my regular shaved self. Alright. Where was I? Can't even. Can't grow... Can't even grow a mustache? Okay, Chris. Thanks a lot, man. Maybe a queen, but gay cat is the king. uh... Another guest arrived, a woman fresh into town. I demanded to know how she had made the journey, and she shrugged. There are automatic carriages that depart from the outskirts and an airship to San Francisco. Surely everyone knows this. Thanked her profusely. Finally, a way to leave this hellish battleground. Several, in fact. See ya, Mr. Odd. Also, Christopher Odd is a superstar YouTuber. So go check out his YouTube page. Just search for Christopher Odd, you'll find it. And he's a pro Dota 2 player as well. Pro Dazzle player. Alright, so we can get up to actually we can go right to New Orleans. Why don't we do that? Houston. Yeah, we'll go to Houston. Fuck. We can only have 3. Departure could be negotiated. Record suit should yield results. 4 p.m. We can go all the way. Okay, I gotta sell some shit. I don't need this. Wrong climate, I don't think I'm gonna need that. I want these guns to sell. Probably not gonna go to Dallas. Never use this. Sugarcane. Not gonna go to San Francisco. Amethyst. Might go to Atlanta. I gotta hurry up. Cowboy boots. Railway set. Omaha, New Orleans. Fuck. No. 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 Get the wallet. You know what? Forget about the wallet. Shaving kit. There we go. There we go! What? What? Go! Whoa! Checked out Chris Rod's YouTube.
I'm so
The main BB Sass. Thank you so much. Oh, above and beyond now for you. Oh, thank you so much, Sassy. Fuck. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. You're gonna make me cry. Oh man. Why do you need 2 guns? Love that notification. I think, okay. Like, I was talking to Chris about this, and he was suggesting that I use something, like a small notification for followers and hosts, and maybe I'll put something similar together. Frienderman! Thanks for hosting, man. I appreciate it. Jeez, man. You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy! See, Sassy, you gotta start, you have to start, casting, so I can give you caster commands also. Go follow Dr. Frienderman, and you know what? Go follow Sassy, because she's awesome. even though she doesn't really stream, but she will eventually. Yeah, I need 2 guns because I'm gonna sell them both. It's a good question though. Haven't been able to play in over a week. 86 hours this last week. Shit, DYT. That's brutal, man. You don't have the equipment? I think you got the right equipment, Sassy. You know what I'm about. The snake, the fake smiles to get the dimples showing. Have my voice back today. Watch it, world. Nice, nice. The real Kent. You gonna do some streaming? I'll go check you out. I'll go check you out if you're streaming later. You go, girl. All right, back to the game. Back to the game. I've never been like, oh man, I'm blown away, guys. You have no idea. You guys are awesome. More than all the equipment. She's got all the equipment. She's got all the sass. Okay. College we found was not automatic, but occupied by one Monsieur Jameson, American missionary, and Madame Amandine Jameson, his white French Creole wife. I don't know who you fellows are, Jameson cried as he clambered aboard amidst the sound of gunfire. But get yourselves aboard, won't you? We did not need to be asked twice. Your character is now dependable. That doesn't sound like me. Planning on a little stream Sunday. Man, I just had deja vu. I swear to God you told me that last time I streamed. I blow away Luckless every night, if you get what I mean. Yeah, we trade blows. Tracer will get that one. When is the next caster tournament? November. We'll probably do it at the beginning of November. Unless there's some like great outcry to do another one in October. Okay, let's talk to them because we need to find some more routes. Greetings, madame. My dear Passepartout. New Orleans to New York. That would be nice. On the subject of trains, I've heard my mother once took the Winnipeg and Duluth Railroad from Chicago to Winnipeg. Oh, that would be so cool if I could go to Ottawa. New York to Toronto. Monsieur, really? But some buyers will pay well for hunting rifles from Toronto. Now, anyone will tell me more of Paris? Will you tell me more of Paris? I'll describe every street, madame. Whisper softly, so my husband is not overhear. Let's find out more about New York. Near to Miami. I don't know if that'll be helpful. I wish I knew, but collectors in Ponte Delgada will pay fantastic amounts for skyscraper blueprints from Miami. Oh, goodness. Sassy, the real man in the pack. Yeah. Twitch app hates Sassy. It won't let me find her. No direct search. Oh, weird. You can just right click. Oh, right, you can't do that. Here, maybe this will help. Maybe you can just like click on the link and it'll take you there. Ha! Gaylord cat. You need to lure her out with some sweetness. You need the dimples. You need the dimples, Bennett. Okay. I'm losing time here. Ponte Delgada. Oh no, but some buyers will pay well for hunting. Man, everyone's, they're fucking gun crazy in North America. Surprise, surprise, especially the States. People are following me. Of course they are. Of course, Sassy. Dance moves? Or nipples. Yeah, apparently she likes some nipples. Start streaming soon. Agreed. We fled Acapulco by Kelech, all of us clinging to our leather seats as the mechanical horses breathed steam into the air. Do you think the French will hold Acapulco? Monsieur Jameson made a silencing gesture. I'll have no talk of politics in my phaeton? He commanded. It'll upset my wife. Madame Jameson lifted her hand and made a mocking face behind its shield. Pretended not to have seen. I'm only a valet after all, and it would be improper. To avoid any further temptation, I spent the rest of the day silent, watching the landscape, so we wound our way north to New Orleans. I followed Sassy just so I could unfollow. Ha! Once I get a computer, I'll try. Gaylor Cat stole the real Kent's move. Do it, Sassy. Both Monsieur Fogg and Monsieur Jameson were sleeping when Madame Jameson reached her hand out to me. I took it automatically, and her fingers tightened about mine, and then stroked very deliberately down my wrist. I shivered. I felt her sigh and relax into her seat, though her hand was entwined with mine. I sat rigid as a rock, images of brimstone and hellfire coming unbidden to my mind. I feel, Madame Amandine said into the air, very alone sometimes. When you speak, I can imagine that I'm a young girl, walking down the Champs-Élysées in Paris without any cares. Kill Bill's back! Works worse than the previous link, but I screenshot the URL and I see Sassy a lot, so I should be able to handle it on my PC later. Yeah, exactly. Nick is back! Like that weird stepsister. Yeah, Sassy's like taking over Twitch. Confirm Max hates me? Nah. It's not true. She said nothing else. We stayed like that until our companions awoke, many hours later on arrival into Houston, a small town. We disembarked. And just give me 1 minute, guys. I really have to go to the washroom. I shall be back. In the meantime, Mr. Hat's going to entertain you. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. I hope Mr. Hat wasn't too offensive. By the way, guys, I need a name for the hat, so if you want to suggest a name in chat, I'd be happy to entertain it. Max kicked me out of bed because he couldn't sleep, or kicked you out of bed because you couldn't sleep. That sucks. The hat reminds me of this game. Mr. Hayat. Giving someone a BJ. Okay. Yeah, you're sick. Go to sleep. Kick Max out of the bed. He should be sleeping on the couch or something, giving you the bed. Head hurts too much to sleep. No, not. You don't want beer. You want something harder, like some. Get some gin in ya. Some gin in ya. Make it worse. I don't know if I had something danker, this would be all so much easier. Sombrero, bro? It's not a sombrero, though. Kept pushing my face into his nipples. They make me feel better. Jeez. What's with all the nipple talk in my chat tonight? Can't sleep, though. I just want to touch his nipples with my eyeballs. Okay. Fair enough. Mr. Hat, dirty things. What? He whispered dirty things to you? I'll talk to him later. Talk to him after the stream. Made me feel sad. Aww. Hey, Sung, what's up? Sun. Keep calling you Sung. Sung. Good try. Yeah, I like... Okay, sombrero bro is really good. I like it. It's just not a sombrero. If it was a sombrero, then I would call it sombrero bro. This after our sass, I know. Jeez, sass has been like... She's been knocking it out of the park tonight. Not beautiful, I'm damn sexy. Danish Viking. Okay, guys, what's the name? You have to name the hat. What's the name of the hat? Because it's going to make many appearances in my stream. Basically, he's going to entertain you when I'm on break. We need a name. We need a name for the hat. Fully torqued for this entire stream. What do you mean? Torqued. What do you mean torqued? Talking about spanking. Bob? Type of hat is it? I don't know what it's called. It's like a early 1900s hat. Say? Yeah, I don't know. Mr. Wingleton? Okay, that's pretty good. Quartet. It doesn't, that's too hard to say. Mr. Wingleton's not bad. Clever oh punny. Nikki's too sick to be clever. Ah. Mr. Wingleton's got the lead, guys. Sassy, you're still sick? Mr. Nipslip? No. Not Mr. Nipslip. Nice try though, Tonic. I don't mind Mr. Wingleton. No, it's not gonna be Nipslip. Sir Hat. It's not bad. But that's too plain. Vote Mr. Nipslip. No, it's not in, this is my channel, it's not in contention. No, I think I might have infected everyone. Atlas. Atlas McSock. Atlas McSock. You're getting somewhere. Atlas Mike Sock. Okay. All hail Mr. Nip. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna keep playing. You guys are stuck on that shit. It's fine. You can keep spamming that. Okay. She said nothing else, and we stayed like that until our companions awoke. Many hours later, on arrival into Houston, spelled. Okay, the name is Mr. Nipslip. It obviously. I can't, like, you guys are gonna call it that anyways. Goddamn Syria ruined my jokes. All hail me or the Overlord Sassy Seagull. Yeah, you guys did it. Way to go. Okay. We disembarked, eschewing the rest of our journey. Oh. I didn't mean to do that. Fuck. We caught the Madame's eye briefly, but she did not seem to register any emotion. Not surprise, nor disappointment, nor pity. We waved a simple goodbye, and then Jameson's clattered away once more, leaving us on Texan soil. Well, now this journey is proving more tiring than I expected. Fuck, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, we're gonna explore. Oh, we didn't have a route directly to New Orleans? So proud of us. Yes, I'm proud of you. I'm actually disappointed, not proud. Yeah, so since I can't nip slip for you, the hat will. It's your nip slip. Fuck. Houston is a checkerboard of streets, like something cooked inside a waffle pan, but most of its squares are empty plots with what small development there is concentrated around the river. Of the buildings, there are several obvious scars, either from the violence of the country's civil war, or else the lawlessness that most likely followed. There are people enough here with scars as well. Took a mule-driven cart to the bank of the river where... I met an old man with an old cut from eye to chin. Ooh, that sounds interesting. You make me proud every day, Sassy. Route? Hear that Canadian accent when you said route? I guess so. I'll just kick myself out now. You could be proud of a seagull. Seagulls are very resourceful. He was tossing stones into the river, a rod laid across his lap. I should be fishing, he declared, but I don't feel so hungry today. It's the heat, I suggested. Sure it is, he replied. You're a foreign type, I'd say. French? But not from New Orleans. From Paris originally, I told him. Hugely pleased not to be labeled as English for once. He nodded. You've come a long way. Paris must be something else compared to this hokey place. Need a tour of the city? That would be most appreciated. He shook his head. No, it wouldn't. There's nothing to see. No one worth meeting. This place is one big workhouse and nothing more. Got rolled by a pair of seagulls the other day. Ah! That's funny, son. The seagulls are tough. Do you know how I might travel on from here? I asked. My employer and I are going around the world. Are you now? If I were you, I'd go that way. Lifted a finger and pointed south across the glittering water. Get the hell out of American soil. It's just as fast as you can. Go to Cuba. There's a war here, you know. Do you like it here, monsieur? I asked. Cannot guess. Don't know, he shrugged. Been here all my life. Was born over in one of the plantations. You just about see. Pointed away, squinting a little. Worked hard. Worked well. Mother died of yellow fever when I was so high. Not like high. But my owners were decent enough. Nowadays. Don't know what to do with myself. Stunned. Cannot miss being a slave, I declared. No, I don't at all, but all the same. Shook his head. Never been one to come up with what to do next. Just not who I am. He smiled. Briefly, a moment of cool sunshine in his eyes. I always thought about growing oranges. Thought that might be something I'd enjoy. Can you not grow oranges, I asked? Oh, it's not so easy as that. Need some land and some oranges. Not that many of those who has either wants to give them to me. No, I'd better stick to the fishing for now and see what comes along. Shook his head, chuckling under his breath about something, then tossed his line back into the water. I bid him farewell. Rod laid across his lap. Sounds like he is, well endowed. It's a fishing rod, guys. Monsieur? They got you, those damn seagulls. Now I want to hear that shit. Oh, son was describing it. I was eating a bun on my way to work early in the morning when a seagull crashed into the ground in front of my feet. My distraction, gaping at this ball of ruffled feathers at my feet, I didn't notice the second seagull that came diving and ripped the bun out of my hand and flew away with it. Damn, they're smart. See what I mean? They're fucking resourceful. 50 Shades of Grey game. Yeah, they earned that bun. For sure. Alright. The only way Nikki can enjoy this game is if it's 50 Shades of Grey. Spoke to no one else that day. Okay, so I think we can get to New Orleans. Negotiate American suit. 10 a.m. tomorrow. Okay. Let's go. Found a caliche similar to the one we had taken out of Acapulco for the single day's journey along the coast to New Orleans. Thankfully, this one was unoccupied, with no lonely souls aboard except ourselves. It's Prune Fog. She's getting low on health. Luckless torqued means boner. Oh, okay. Good to know. Jade's beer. Mainly been paying attention to Luckless in chat. Oh. Well, if you've been paying attention to me, then you've been paying attention to the game, because it's basically me reading stuff. The ride was rough, but fast enough. We made good time. We barely settled into the swaying rhythm of the carriage. We caught our first sight of the Mississippi, thick brown ribbon of water whose curve we followed up to the mouth, to the much mythologized city of New Orleans. I can't do it. I can't do it. There's a game too? There's a game? Okay, we got a bunch of stuff to sell here. Right? Right? Oh, the... What? I thought I had a bunch of stuff to sell. Washington, New York. New York. Amethyst? Alright, I'm confused. Darjeeling tea. Foreign officials, posh, prim types. Rest and recuperation set. Alright, sold that. 2,400 in New York. Wax cylinder. Chicago, Houston, Atlanta. Can I... No. I thought I had stuff to sell here. Maybe I sold it already. Fuck. I'm really sucking it up now. Well, let's try to get to New York. Or Washington first. Atlanta. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. Okay. Washington, New York. Washington, New York. Washington. Definitely Washington. We're going to make a shitload of money on Washington. All I can think about now is nipples. I do a diamond I cut with my own hard... What is this? Jesus. My own hard nipples? Oh my god. You sold it to make room. I know, I'm clearly an idiot. I want diamond nipples. Alright. Jesus Christ, guys. Pass the night here. I met Death in a smoke rid red lit bar in New Orleans. It's his jazz band struck up another tune. He offered to buy me a bourbon. I met death? Holy mother of heaven, I blasphemed succinctly. Some of the other patrons snickered. Death pulled off his mask to reveal handsome cafe au lait features. Handsome cafe au lait features and dark green eyes, and then extended a skeletal hand to me. You gave me a fright, I admitted. My deepest apologies, mon cher. I am Death, our neighborhood Mardi Gras. I'm practicing my role. I took my proffered hand and brought the back of it to his lips for a gallant kiss. He flicked me a rather unmistakable look under his dark lashes. Ooh la la. Luckless likes me after hours, sass. I do like it. I returned his look. One of my own. He let my fingers slip slowly through his. You must call me Octave, mon cher. I am Passepartout. I dip my head slightly. An appellation as well as a burden. Then I will choose another for you, he decided with a slanted grin. Special name for you and me tonight, Laurent. For you look a bit like a Laurent. Laurent and Octave. I agreed with a slow smile. They sound an intriguing pair. Bien sûr! Octave told me he was a free person of color now. I was aghast to realize he had been a slave before the Civil War, and indeed still worked as a servant for the very same family. Jesus, this man gets around. Ooh la la. My oui. How can you do it? Are you not vengeful? I demanded, trying to imagine myself in his place. He sighed heavily. Young Claude is a horror, and Alette, a little better. But little Henri is still a sweet child. Carted a hand through his thick black hair. And my half-siblings, through their papa. Then he's your papa as well? I said with dawning horror. I would not say that, he corrected gently. He may have sired me, but he was my owner, not a father to me. You sound so surprised, my sweet Laurent. Where do you think we mixed folks sprung from? I'll wager 3/4 of this bar knows their white relatives downriver, even if their cousins by blood don't acknowledge them. Well, it's kind of hard for us to say that because we're basically a servant. Surely you want more. It's horror I cannot imagine. I shuddered. Then your life has been an easy one, eh? His eyes flashed with anger. I joined the 1st Louisiana Native Guards Regiment after New Orleans was captured by the Union. Still wake up some mornings, not sure if I'm alive or dead. You're alive, I reassured him, reaching out for his shoulder. Octave wiped the anger from his expression with the ease of long practice. Smiled a slow, dazzling smile. You look sad, mon cher. What a fool I am to confess these things to you, when I would much rather see you smile. Smiled at him to dispel the last of the heaviness in the air. Smile, he exclaimed, triumphant. It's a rapturous smile, full of secrets I wish to unravel. Shall I tell you one? I'd be honored. Dream every night of Paris. Thought he might comment upon my secret, but he took a moment and then nodded, as if tucking it away in his mind. Thank you for your truth. I'll remember it. Death, it appeared, was a creature of both delicacy and tact. Alas, the hour had grown late, and we had to part. Octave walked me upriver to the border of the Garden District. This is a really cool story. I like this. Where Monsieur Fogg had taken lodgings amongst the American parvenus. The moon shone down on the Mississippi, and Octave leaned towards me. Oh, tu es très beau. Ooh, merci beaucoup. Toi aussi, vous aussi, vous êtes très beau aussi. That's probably the best way to say it. Octave leaned towards me, and we kissed. Right there on the riverbank, he tasted of bourbon and dark nights. I will say no more of it here. A man, even one such as I, must have his secrets. Octave will be one of them. Think of him often when I think of New Orleans. No kidding, Rosessel. I dole out my French in small doses. to hide my lack of skill in speaking it. Okay. Can we get out of here? Yes. That was a really cool story. Okay, before I go, anything I can sell in Atlanta? Okay, the worst memory. I don't think so. Oh yeah, this one. Okay. Promises to be a bearable route. Okay, cool. Bow, chicka, bow, bow. Passepartout has many secrets. The Piedmont airline from New Orleans was not, in fact, an airline at all. According to its advertising, the fastest railway in America. Hardly a bold claim, considering there were only 2 truly significant lines in the continent. But nonetheless, it gave my master some satisfaction when he saw the slogan on the wall of the compartment. Let's talk. We need to find some routes. We get to New York, I think. Atlanta, Washington. Subject to trains, I've heard you can get to Ottawa from Winnipeg aboard the Canadian Pacific Railway. Possible travel from New York to Burlington. Let's just say that some buyers will pay well for harmonicas from Burlington. Now listen, you seem to be in a terrible hurry. Yes? Indeed we are. We're conducting a wager. You know what they say, haste makes waste. True that. So a route from New York to Ponte Delgado. Let's just say that some buyers will pay... It's not even answering my question. Some buyers will pay well for cowboy boots from Ponte Delgado to Caracas. This would be handy. Just say that some buyers will pay well for top hats from Caracas. Fuck, man. Avoiding my goddamn question. Alright, so we've got a way to Ottawa. That's pretty cool. We settled ourselves in a carriage with one other occupant, an extremely large man who introduced himself as Charles Sullivan, a lad from Birmingham. Who got into something the size of a warehouse building? Okay. Spoke rather dimly, but was quite the Hulk. With huge tracts of muscle, especially around the neck and upper arms. His mustaches were, nonetheless, perfect. Asked what had taken him to New Orleans, and he grunted, "Boxing." Fought in a competition, I interpreted. There's an exhibition, he said. I won. 3rd round knockout. I gulped. However, Mr. Fogg's interest had been increasing sharply throughout the conversation. Oh, finally he shows some interest in something. You're trained? He demanded keenly. Or self-taught? Got a manager, Sullivan replied. Tells me what to hit. Excellent, excellent. Mr. Fogg enthused. I want to hear all about it. Could not believe it. We had seen a good proportion of the world, and here on this train, something at least had piqued my master's interest. Boxing. I love boxing too. We disembarked a little later at Atlanta, and I sighed with relief as though sharing a compartment with Mrs. Sullivan had resulted in less air to breathe for the last few hours. Alright, we can sell that amethyst. Day 50. I've got 30 days left. We can do it, guys. Atlanta, at the heart of Georgia, is a busy city with construction on every corner. Americans, it seems, do everything by hand. There were no signs of automata or even steam-powered lifters. Instead, work gangs with pulleys and ropes lifted log beams and stone into the place. Still, the mood of people was positive enough. May not be much to look at today, mister, declared Stanley Goodman, owner of Goodman's and Goodman's. Curious hardware store, bakery, and bookshop, to which I stopped to buy something for lunch. But in a few years' time, we'll be state capital, and after that, who knows? Do you wish to take over the federal government, perhaps? Monsieur Goodman laughed nervously. Well, now, Court of Justice might do the trick. There's the University of the Episcopal Church you're doing. That'll be putting them out in a few years. And he tapped a shinking pocket full of nickels and nodded. We're the New South. We could be capital of that, I think. That would suit. I bought a hammer and a sandwich. Oh, that's funny. It's impressed with the ambition on display, since the town seemed to be more a crossroads of the railways than a city in its own right. And what place did railroads have in humanity's future above the clouds? Okay, the market's about to open, so I'll just wait. Oh, I can actually... Oops. Alright, so I can sell the amethyst. Is that what it was? Harmonica, valuable here in New York, Chicago. Winnipeg. Oh, okay. Doesn't seem that valuable, though. Anything that I can sell? Valuable in New York. I should be going there soon. Of interest, sour, excitable, and prim types. I think we'll be running into a lot of those. Urban Traveler set. Railway whistle we had before. Let's grab that again. We might need that soon. Actually, I don't need this. Grab the shaving kit instead. Alright, let's see if we can get out of here. Arrives tomorrow, I've got to wait. Okay. Explore for 4 hours. Struck up a few conversations here and there, hunting for options for how we might proceed. Let's just spend the night in the hotel. Before going to bed, ordered my master every service. I want to increase his health again. Relation to the fog is strengthened slightly. Depart to Washington. With a short hop aboard the Piedmont to Washington, the countryside rolled past like an England built on a massive scale. Where trees grew, they formed forests. Where fields stretched, they seemed to carpet the whole world. America was clearly big. One could perhaps spend 80 days simply traveling its length and breadth and admiring the view. Okay, where are we going from New York? That's the key. Oh, we're talking to our monsieur, to our master. Oh, my dear passepartout. We have still got to cross the Atlantic, monsieur. You must find a route that will get us as close to Europe as possible. How are our funds? We have enough for the moment, I believe. Very good. Oh, okay. America. Train was as fast as advertised, and we arrived in Washington in short order without an incident. Some of our possessions and earn us well here. What was it? There's the cotton flower, I think? No, New York. $500. Can we get right out of here? Nope. Rather think this departure could be altered. 2 days. Gentleman's Traveler set should yield results tomorrow. Okay, good. It's really cheap to travel in America, that's for sure. So we'll have to spend the night here. People were somewhat wary of Monsieur Fogg as we roamed the streets of Washington. Several buildings had not yet been rebuilt since the burning of the city by English forces in 1812. Canada did that too. That's right. It seemed an overprotective reaction. Not only was that particular skirmish 60 years past, Monsieur Fogg was clearly not a military type. Still, not everyone was cold. A few people were out to make a quick buck. Seems to be typical for treatment of tourists worldwide. You want the full tour, gentlemen? Asked Hank Hinbury, a man with smooth dark skin and fine leather jacket, who strolled up to us. So we were cowboys on his main street. At the strike of high noon. We're not staying. You're leaving? He smiled. You haven't seen what this place has to offer. And what does this place have to offer? Everything, he replied, spreading his hands wide. Hank leant in closer. Tell me now, he purred. What's your poison? Transportation, I replied steadfastly. We need the fastest way to London. Left the gas on, did you? He joked. Fastest way I know is airship from New York. There's also the route via Ponte Delgado. Nice. Is that airship fast? How the hell would I know? He shot back. Now, do you want to see what this city has to offer, or are you just wasting my time? Well, what do you have? Well, you're French, so I imagine you're used to le vin, he said, smiling. We here make bourbon. It's the best drink known to mankind. I looked to my master, who seemed indifferent. We followed him. He led us down a side alley and through a low, unmarked doorway. My master looked skeptical. But I can only say I had good feelings about our Monsieur Hank Hinbury that led me to trust him. A feeling that was soon to be validated. Hank stepped inside, then turned. You wouldn't mind removing your hats, gentlemen? He said. That should have warned me. What was coming, but it did not. It's all too curious. Made a quick excuse, and we hurried out the alley, insisting, we have a steamer to catch. Ack, you fellows are no hope, Hank replied, then took his leave abruptly. A narrow shave, I suspect, Monsieur Fogg confided. We stepped away. How unlike him to have an opinion. Think perhaps Monsieur Fogg dislikes Americans as much as they dislike him. Damn, this game's got a rather grim view of America. Oh. Okay. Or we can do the airship. All the way to London? That's it? Yes! Alright. Let's get out of here. Almost there! We're gonna do this in freaking record time. We reboarded the train and settled ourselves in for the short ride back along the coast into New York City. Let's see what's going on in the news. Siege of Acapulco worsens. Oh, man. Oops. Journey was brief. The Atlantic flashed in the sunshine, beckoning us onwards. We're so close to home, but we could cross in 27 days. But could we cross in 27 days? Yeah. Some of our possessions would sell efficiently here. Damn right. It's only 500. It's not that much. 40. Here in Atlanta. Get rid of all this stuff. See if we have enough money now. Wow, 2,100 in Lisbon. Apples. Superb haggling, Passepartout. Okay, when does this leave? How much does it cost? 5,300! Holy fuck. Damn. Okay. We're gonna have to travel around selling stuff. Or I can go to the bank. Opens Monday. Let's see if we can get money from the bank. I was pickpocketed in New York. I seized the thief's hand still in my pocket. You tangled with the wrong Frenchman, I exclaimed in triumph. The little thief looked up at me with thick lashed eyes. I realized belatedly that the thief was a young girl, barely 10. I released my grip slightly. She took the opportunity to curse in a thick Irish accent and bit me. What? I held on. Despite the inconvenience, and finally she grinned at me, teeth stained with my precious life's blood. Damn. Are you done, little vampire? For now, the girl murmured. What's it to you? I looked down at my bloody arm. Truly, it was a salutary lesson. Not to let my guard down in strange climes. Don't steal again, I commanded sternly. She returned my possessions. She agreed she would not. Not ever again, cross her heart. Their expression was shifty. Relaxed my grip, and she slithered away and lost herself in the crowd. Made my way back to our hotel before anything more untoward could befall my delicate person. Relation to the fog was strengthened slightly. We almost ran into a vampire, Kill Bill. You gotta like that. Alright? There's blood. Browsed around, my ears open, investigating the various ways in which we might continue. Okay. It's like role-playing without any sex. There was plenty of sex. Pass the night here. We made ourselves comfortable for the night. Excuse me. So I'll talk to the hotelier. Learn what I could, but gathered little that Monsieur Fogg would be interested in. Okay. Yeah, we made out with that dude. I mean, how much money can I actually get from the bank, though? With what remained of the day, starch collars of our shirts to ensure everything was ship-shape for our inevitable departure. 11 a.m. Okay, we gotta fast forward time here. Okay, let's see what the bank has to say. Mr. Fogg snapped shut his ledger. Let's see if this bank can offer us a good return for our time. I regarded the manager, the local financial institution, a well-dressed, calm lady who met us with eager professionalism. You want to make a withdrawal? The manager asked. We have to wait a day or two. We can do a week. 5,000 a week. Require 5,000 pounds, I said. The manager drew a sharp breath. I have to communicate with London first, of course, she apologized. Have a reply in 5 working days. It seems, Monsieur Fogg remarked as we left. We have some time to dispose of. Bank on Monday to collect funds. Damn. Okay, we're doing this. That's not sex. Whatever, guys. I tried. Sex and vampires. We had another 6 days to wait for our transfer funds. I was comfortable and waited. Whoa. We made ourselves comfortable, waited. The days passed quickly enough. We woke ready to be at the bank as it opened at its doors. Ready to collect when the bank opens. Tapping the clock will skip time forwards. Cool. Yes! We returned to the bank, opened in the time to collect our funds, and then we were ready to proceed once more. This is it! This is it! The Henrietta! We left New York aboard the Henrietta, an old Confederate airship converted to a transatlantic mail carrier. We would reach London in 3 days, barring any unexpected delay. Let's see what's going on in the news. Adventurer Fogg expected back shortly? Guys! The ocean tore along beneath us. I enjoyed talking to no one. There was nothing I needed to know. No one to charm, flatter, or beguile into giving us aid. There was only the wind and the time. We could control neither. Passepartout, my master demanded. Make us go faster if you would. I approached the captain. Faster, you say? It could be done, but it would destroy the engines. We want no risk, no danger. Then I promise you, we'll be in London in 2 more days. Day 63, Monsieur Fogg murmured. That night in his sleep. Still some distance yet to travel. We got this, no problem. At your service, Monsieur Fogg. Passepartout, you have my undivided attention. There are still a few days left to us. Day 63, I believe. Only a few days remaining. It's not generosity, it's my prosperity we are gambling upon. Thanks have been most generous to us, monsieur. I shave you, monsieur. Shave away and make it close. We're almost there. We attempt to sleep. Take care. Nikki Bay, Luckless, BB Chat. Sassy, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it. Have a good rest. I hope you feel better. I'll be waiting in bed. Damn. Woo! Mr. Fogg looked out. I know what that's about. Mr. Fogg looked out the observation deck windows with perfect calm, and there was no reason to be concerned. We're safely within our 80-day window. Cannot wait to stride into the Reform Club and claim our prize. Spent the remaining time embarking on the writing of this account. Though I found already the details of our early adventures have grown vague and indistinct. Being sick for almost 2 weeks, no bueno. Sucks, Sassy. Tethered at the airship dock in Hyde Park and felt for the first time in 65 days the feel of English soil under our shoes. At long last, we had returned to London and in good time to win the wager. Good gracious, this is rather more exhausting than I anticipated. Woo! Return. I seized my master by the collar and threw him into one of the steam carriages idling on the banks of the Serpentine in Hyde Park. To the Reform Club, I shouted. Holy shit! Retrieving a blade from her luggage and holding it to the driver's throat? It'll be better for you. I'll be rubbing them dimples. Oh yeah, no pants style. That's why we do it here. We're on urgent business for Her Majesty the Queen. 50 pounds to the driver. Inducement to speed. And you'll have another 50 when we arrive. Now drive! There's no need for such unseemly haste, Passepartout, my master noted. But I was a man possessed. The streets of London seemed quaint and old-fashioned. As they flashed past my well-traveled eyes, the carriages were mostly horse-drawn, and gas lamps rather than electricity lit our way as we raced down Pall Mall. The carriage barely shuddered to a steam hissing stop before I dragged my master from his seat. Up the steps to the imposing doors of the Reform Club, I released them only when we reached the great saloon, where my master's 5 antagonists stood from their chairs, gaping in an attitude of great shock. Monsieur Fogg only straightened a little and said in his calm voice, "Gentlemen, here I am!" The room erupted into cheers. Where'd the crowd come from? Had they followed us inside from the street? I'd scarcely noted them. I realized as though I A spell had suddenly broken, that my master had won his wager of £20,000. With the 4,000 we began with, the debt built up from the banks along the way, and our remaining funds was a profit of over 12,000. Hardly a meager sum. My heart began to beat again, and I saw for the first time the crowds who had forced their way into the club to witness the momentous occasion. Journalist in a dark blue bonnet caught my eye. "And you must be the loyal valet, Passepartout," she said. "Oh, madame, you have a sharp eye, for indeed I am." I bowed with a flourish. "All of London has been feverishly following Phileas Fogg's progress in the papers." She swept her gaze over me and scribbled furiously in her notebook. "Your master will be tomorrow's headline, or I'll eat my hat." Old Lady Gamer, what's up? Yeah, this is the end. We made it back to London. "It's a fine hat." I agreed. She laughed. "Then I will be glad not to have to eat it." Pushed my way through to Monsieur Fogg, who had nearly been swallowed by congratulatory crowds. "You have won the bet, monsieur," I told him. Seized my master by hand. He shook it as though we were two equals and not merely a master and servant. Monsieur Fogg pressed my hand warmly, did not remark even once upon the impropriety of my gesture. Indeed, though his cool gaze did not so much as waver or soften, I believed he welcomed the chance to shake my hand. "Any gentleman would be fortunate to call you his valet. You have been a worthy companion to me besides," Monsieur Fogg said, and I knew that from him there could be no higher praise. "Mr. Fogg! Mr. Fogg!" the blue-bonneted journalist cried, interrupting our conversation. "What next for the great adventurer, Phileas Fogg, and his loyal valet, Passepartout?" My master looked at me. I returned the glance. "I've always wondered, what is at the center of the earth?" I looked around at the faces of the assembled crowd and quirked an eyebrow. "Anyone care to make a wager?" Monsieur Fogg refrained from rolling his eyes. "I believe," he said with great deliberation, "that tonight I will have supper and go to bed. Come, Passepartout, it grows late." "Yes, Monsieur Fogg," I said, and followed. "Your journey around the world is complete!"